There was a great part in the beginning of the movie when Liam Neeson's talking to like one of the guys on the train after he just got fired, just yelling. He's like, "I am 60 years of age." I'm just like, dude, we all know you're 65.
It's just one little thing.
I mean, yeah, 65 years old now. Liam Neeson's still pumping out these action movies, and it started off surprising, but at this point, he's got like his own like mini subgenre here of these old action movies, old man action movies. So obviously, the three Takens, Run All Night, Unknown, uh, Nonstop, and now we got the Commuter. And speaking of Nonstop, Unknown, Run All Night, and like Commuter, all directed by this one guy, and you're gonna have to excuse my terrible accent here. Just go for it. Kwame Kore. Kwame Kore. It's Kwame Kiyesera. That's probably terrible, but here's his name. And so, I said directed by Kwame Kiyesera. He's directed a ton of Liam Neeson movies now, and for the Commuter, there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, the plot is Liam Neeson is a insurance salesman who's been working in the city, New York, for the last 10 years. Before that, of course, he was a cop, because you always got to have that background, so when he starts like beating the crap out of people, you'd be like, oh yeah, he was a cop 10 years ago. So I don't really know how he like really remembers everything, but regardless, for the last 10 years, he's been this insurance salesman, rides his train back and forth. One day, whoops, he gets fired, and he's like, man, I need money, my son's going to college, I gotta, make ends meet. And then suddenly someone appears on the train and is like, gonna make you an offer you can't refuse, $100,000. And all you gotta do is find this person. And so now he's like finding the person, but then stuff happens. It all goes crazy. So essentially it's nonstop, except instead of being on a plane, it's on a train. Which makes sense, because as I said, same director. And it's the same formula. It's the whole movie really rides on this mystery of who the person is, same as it did in Nonstop. It works. I mean, it's not gonna blow your mind with, any of the action scenes. I mean, say action movie, there's not a whole lot of like, fighting action. There's a lot of suspense and thrills. It's fighting action. There's like 4 or 5 fist fights and then one gunfight at the end of the movie. And I saw an article in the Hollywood Reporter where the director was saying, oh, I gotta age the action as Liam Neeson ages so it becomes more believable. And I'm like, I don't really think there's a point when you can make action with a 65-year-old believable and have it still be an entertaining movie. Because I mean, in the fights, there's one where Liam Neeson gets his face smashed through a window like 4 different times, and I'm like, no, not at 65. 65, you step off the curb wrong and you break your ankle. I don't really think his face would hold up all that well. But again, I'm not coming into this movie expecting super realistic action because none of this happened really. So the action was entertaining, which I think is the more important part, and knowing what the movie was, I totally bought into 65-year-old Liam Neeson. And the mystery is fine. Like Nonstop, I didn't figure it out until the movie revealed it to me, so there was still that suspense there. But also like Nonstop, I don't think it's going to hold up to rewatches because I'm going to know who it is, and there's really only 1 or 2 clues that are obfuscated well. They're details that they make seem small, but then they come back at the end, which is great because that's what they should do. But there's really only 1 or 2, and so it's not really something where you're going to be going back and analyzing every little detail and be like, oh, that's when if I saw that the first, and then and you're going to be like, if I saw all that, I would have known the whole time. It's just going to be like, yep, there's the moment, and now I'm just going to sit here the whole time, not enjoying it. But the first watch, you don't know who it is. and it's entertaining to go through with Liam Neeson and figure out who it is, sit with him through those fun action scenes. And seeing the other Liam Neeson action movies, you'll probably enjoy this one. And there's no reason to see it, I don't think, if you did not like the other ones or didn't want to see the other ones, because it's really the exact same, brings nothing new to the table, but that same formula that it's working on, it does acceptably well, and I was entertained through the movie. Except the ending, there was like one ridiculous part of the ending that I laughed at hysterically, I don't think it was supposed to be funny. And then once you figure out who the person is, there's like 15 minutes left of the movie that was less entertaining than the rest of it, but it didn't go on too long for me to be like, oh my god, what's going on here? So since it does what it sets out to do in a entertaining way, I gotta give it a solid. Didn't blow my mind, but it did what it set out to do, and I don't feel like I wasted my money or my time.